What makes Diligent Canine different? I'd like to think there are at least three things that make Diligent Canine different than other dog training services. Those being affordability, accessibility, and transparency. So first, let's talk money. When I first started studying the dog training market, I found that it can range from really cheap in-person services to really expensive in-person training services. And that tends to depend on the dog trainer's experience, their credentials, what kind of specialty services they offer, and that makes a lot of sense. Where I see it maybe causing problems is with the person that just wants to improve their relationship with their dog or manage their dog's behavior better and overall just have a higher quality of life for and with their dog. For example, let's say you find a local trainer through Craigslist or maybe even referred through your vet, and you schedule a block of 4 training sessions, one a week for an hour each for say $50 each. And that sort of training is going to be really difficult to fix a dog's behavior, especially if there is not any kind of communication in between those training sessions. That is, you train for maybe an hour on Saturday, and it's going to be really easy, in fact frighteningly easy, to undo that training in the 24 hours on each of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday until the next training session. So what I want to do is make sure that there is contact and coordination between services. And I've heard of at least one other trainer requiring video to be sent from the dog owner to the dog trainer so that the trainer knows what's going on in between those training sessions. And that is a great idea. That is a good segue then into accessibility. How accessible our service is. So what I found, and I was surprised by in the pet training industry, is there's not a lot of follow-up care. It's fairly common in the working dog world that maintenance or remedial training is free. It's a added benefit of hiring that training group and having them train your dog for the initial orientation or their basic boot camp, if you will. But it doesn't seem like that's the case in the pet training industry. If there is ongoing support, it's still a pretty high fee, or it's just not offered at all, or the way it's marketed as another session, another $50 every Tuesday at 11 o'clock. Again, there seems to be a big hole and a lack of follow-up and communication. So I want to change that with a subscription-based service. I'm using Patreon to broadcast and distill information. So I want to let my job be reading the books, listening to the podcasts, going to the seminars, and taking that information and presenting it in an affordable and accessible way that my clients can continue to utilize time and time again. They can look back, they can consume updated content so that they can learn the tools to improve their life and their dog's life and the life of both of them together. Lastly, let's talk about transparency, honesty. This is important to me. It's important to me as a person, it's important to me as a business owner, it's important to me as a dog trainer. So you won't find me hiding my training methods nor my sources where I've learned to train dogs from. I will gladly share those sources, those people, and that information with you. And what's more is you won't find me just regurgitating this information. You'll see me training my dog, Dean, with the same methods and the same tactics that I'm teaching other people to use with their dogs. Also on the point of transparency, it's important to me to support military and working dog organizations. So a portion of the revenue generated from my in-person training, my online streaming, and online consulting will be donated back to military and working dog related nonprofit organizations. That percentage will change as I build subscribers and the overall revenue cap increases. But rest assured that receipts for all those donations will be made public so that you know exactly where and how much and to who that money is going and what those organizations are up to and why I believe they're a worthy cause. So, in summary, Diligent Canine represents affordability, accessibility, and transparency from a business perspective, from a personal perspective, and from a canine perspective. Again, I want to help you learn to manage your dog's behavior, build your relationship with your dog, and teach your dog obedience, all to improve the quality of life for your dog and for you with your dog. Thanks for watching Diligent Canine.